Okay, now, classics. Here's one I've been looking for a while. Richard Adams, Watership Down. A rabbit on the front. Why? What is going on with a rabbit on the front? Well, apparently the book is got rabbits as characters. Here's a map. There's a map of it. Of the book. I don't know what it's about, actually. I read the back, and it just has random statements that it's so wonderful. Like, they just pick a statement, and they could apply to any book. It doesn't give you any information on what the book's about. I don't know what it's about. It does say about English countryside, so it's in England, I guess. And it says here that it shows the world as if seen by a ground-level rabbit. It shows the world as if seen from the ground level like a rabbit does. So, I don't know if do they talk in here? Yeah, there's people talking. But I don't really know I don't know what the plot is or anything like that, so I can't really say anything else about it. It says here there's a movie made of it, so. Here's Thomas Hardy, Tess of the Dubervilles. It says a novel full of poetry and mysteriously luminous settings. Tess is Hardy's most striking and tragic heroine, and the character who meant most to him. So, yeah, I guess, I don't know what. Oh, there's a map here. Sweet. Here you go. There's a map of what it's all about. It looks like it's a fictional world. It's not like it's Poland or something. If you've read any of these books, then please leave a comment and let me know. Here's Kurt Vonnegut Jr.'s Cat's Cradle. I have been looking for Slaughterhouse 5. And so the only reason I picked this up is because I'm looking for the same author's work called Slaughterhouse 5. Here's Cat's Cradle. So it says here it is the ultimate commentary on modern man and his madness. It says underground literature. This looks really weird. This looks like Douglas Adams. One of the little chapters is called Communist Sympathizers. Another chapter is called Why Americans Are Hated. And it's all done fictional style, like it's just people talking or whatever. It's not like it's him sitting there telling you why Americans are hated or something. It looks like a crazy one. Okay, here's another classic I've been looking for. Anthony Burgess, A Clockwork Orange. What happened to the other guy's eye? I don't know. Clockwork Orange is a classic, and usually read in high school. I've not read it. I didn't read it in high school, so I don't really know what it's about. So I read the back, and it looks like a weird book. Some kid tears up some old man's books, and then he starts talking like an idiot, and then he gets captured, and then has to do some experiment. Reclamation treatment. It says here the book is horror farce, social prophecy, and also a study of the human choice between good and evil. Well, it has a name, so I'll have to give it a try. Here's Francis Bacon, a selection of his works. The reason I include this in fiction is because the reason I picked this up is it's got his fiction, his utopian fiction, which is called the New Atlantis. And I actually listened to the first bit of it on audiobook, and it was interesting. Like, I could follow it, but I don't remember much about it. It's not very long. New Atlantis is only about 40 pages. So it's these travelers get lost, and then they're discovered by this native race, and then they talk to them, and that's as far as I got, though. So I got a copy of the New Atlantis, so I'm glad to find one. What I'm still looking for is Neville. Something of the Pines. Something Pines I'm looking for. It's also supposed to be a utopian book, just like Sir Thomas More's Utopia. There's Bacon's New Atlantis, and then there's Neville's Something of the Pines, something like that. So I'm looking for those. I don't have Neville's though yet. Here's Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe. You're going to have to forgive me that I don't really know what it's about. I believe it's about, I guess it's Civil War, it says here. It says here, Abraham Lincoln told Stowe that her work had been a catalyst for the Civil War. So it must be about slavery then, is it? It's about the cruelest forms of injustice and the courage it takes to fight against them. It says here that Stowe's Tom, so the book, Tom in the book, is actually American literature's first black hero, a man who suffers for refusing to obey his white oppressors. Interesting. So I finally got a copy of this. It's a nice paperback in good condition. There's 3 more left. Here's A Christmas Carol by Dickens. I probably don't need to say anything about that. How many movies, how many of those short clips do you see about the Christmas Carol on TV at Christmas time? They're everywhere. There's Charles Dickens, also Charles Dickens, Great Expectations. I didn't actually have a copy of this, and now I finally do. But I don't really know what this is about. But this is about. Apparently, that's how I pronounce about all the time, as I say about. But I don't, so I don't know what you're talking about. And the last one is The Turn of the Screw and Other Short Fiction by Henry James. Henry James also wrote The Ambassadors. I think I have a copy of that. But it's supposed to be, Henry James is supposed to be, well, he's a name. It's got in here The Turn of the Screw, Washington Square, Daisy Miller, A Study, The Beast in the Jungle, The Jolly Corner. This was put together in 83. But William James, of course, was early 20th century. Alright, that's a lot of books for March, but I'll, of course, divide them up into these videos. Leave any comments if you've read anything that I've listed here. Let me know what you thought of it. If I said anything that was inaccurate, please post a comment so both myself and other viewers can be educated on something that I said that was incorrect. If you have any recommendations, let me know. Stuff you've read. I'd be particularly interested in your take on the Wheel of Time series, Terry Goodkind's Faith of the Fallen series, Douglas Adams, if you really put up with that stuff. So, yeah, just let me know, and do a video of your own library. Let's see what you got. I'd like to see more people put their books on YouTube. Just go through each book and do as long a video as you need. But don't worry about, oh geez, will anyone watch this? I don't want to annoy my viewers by putting up really long videos. Like, forget it. If people don't want to watch it, they just won't watch it. Just don't worry about it. The people who will watch your stuff like your stuff. So just show us your books. If you've got nothing to say about the books, it's fine. I have little to say about many of the books. But I imagine some of the books you own, you do have something to say, and we'd like to hear it.